It's over. Ross Atkins strikes out again. The Jays strike out again. And for the third time in 18 months, Jays fans were led on. Jays fans were completely deceived. And here we are now. Roki Sasaki is a Dodger. He's not a Jay. We're going to try to break down what this means going forward for the Jays on this episode. Welcome in, everybody. This is going to be a interesting video. Obviously, just then, I just got home from basketball. I'm in between games right now. I rushed home to make this video. Guys, we think back to a few hours ago. I'm just going to dive right into it. What an absolute disaster class by Ross Atkins. We're going to have more videos kind of covering how bad it was. This one's just going to be kind of, again, earlier today, sources tell me Schneider and the Blue Jays are getting $2 million in international cap space. Okay, why else would you take on a Myles Straw contract that is as bad as it is? Why would you take this on unless you are going to acquire Roki Sasaki? Everyone is happy. I wonder, everyone was saying they've acquired cap space. Things were looking good. Player to be named later for cash. Sounds like the Jays have a deal in place to add some international bonus pool money. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. Hold on tight for Juan Soto. Hold on tight for Shohei Ohtani. Hold on tight for Corbin Burns. Hold on tight for Roki Sasaki. Blue Jays fans deserve better than this. Roki Sasaki announced on Instagram that he's signing with the Dodgers as expected. And you can go look at his Instagram. It's a huge, it's like a whole post. Roki Sasaki. I'm not going to dive too much into the fact that, the Dodgers have the best rotation in baseball, the best team in baseball, one of the best teams we've ever seen on paper of all time. I'm going to, leave that for now. What I'm going to focus on is the fact that, I don't even know where to start. Just horrible. And they have to pivot now. And pivot. If you're going to milk and drain in, again, the Myles Straw contract, $6 million, probably about $4 or $5 million. If you're going to spend $4 or $5 million on a useless player on the field for the Jays, they have 18 different defensive players in Myles Straw. Sure, he can have some use. He's been decent in the past, whatever. I'm not here to, hate on Myles Straw. He didn't do anything in all this. But if you're Ross Atkins and you go out and you get Myles Straw and you're willing to pay and go over the CBD threshold to get Myles Straw, you better go out and get Anthony Santander, Pete Alonso, Jack Flaherty. If they don't get three of those guys, it's a complete disaster class. And extend Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Like, what is the organization doing? I don't know. It's to the point where Jeff Passan even said, "I'm sorry, Toronto." And MLB fans are, pissed off. I'm obviously pissed off. Everything right now, this has been the most grueling 13 months in Toronto Blue Jays recent memory. You miss out on Ohtani till the very end, the plane. You had your own rendition of a plane today with this trade. Why, you're thinking, why would Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro make a trade for Myles Straw when he's owed so much money, bail Cleveland out of cap space? Why on earth would they do that if the only reason would be, okay, they have an agreement for Roki Sasaki. So why would you do the trade unless there was an agreement in place? No one knows. You have reporters coming out and saying, I don't know why or how someone would make that trade for Myles Straw unless there's a guarantee it would also land Sasaki. It doesn't make any sense. The trade makes it makes no sense at all. Is Myles Straw going to be your starting center fielder? You have Joey LaPerfito, you have Dalton Varsho, and you can see Bennington Smith. Blue Jays fans deserve better than this. So many exhausting near misses, and the result is the team just isn't good enough. And boy, is it not good enough. They have, and is there a way to salvage this specific offseason? Maybe. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. extension, Pete Alonso, Anthony Santander, your team's okay. But to get dragged along for the second time in 3 months, for the second time in 13 months, it's at the point now where what on earth does Ross Atkins do? He needs to be fired. And I'm not a Ross Atkins defender by any means. Definitely not a Ross Atkins defender. But, why do you make this trade? Now, I'll tell you what. Ross Atkins is probably going to come out and say, we made this trade because now we can pursue higher-level international free agents. Yes, the plan was to do it with with Roki Sasaki, but we struck out on him. We're going to pivot to other options. It makes no sense at all. It makes zero sense. The only scenario where this made sense, this trade, is to acquire Roki Sasaki. Why else on earth, unless they have some crazy international prospect that they have a whole lot of faith in, but even then, why on earth would you even remotely do this trade? Let me know down below if you have any ideas. Now, talking about what's next for the Jays. We'll have tons of videos going next. What's next? There is salvageable options for this team. Do I think Ross Atkins should be at the helm anymore? Probably not. This trade makes no sense. Makes no sense. Like, everyone thought, and one of the reasons everyone thought that this trade, was going to lead to a Roki Sasaki signing is because the optics look so hysterically bad if they didn't sign Sasaki, which they didn't. It looks so hysterically bad that why would they even put themselves through that? It makes no sense. It is a complete. Now they just made themselves look way worse. If they would have just not make this trade, Sasaki goes to LA. Like, why would you make this trade? It absolutely boggles my mind. It more than boggles my mind. I just don't understand it at all. And was he going to go to the Jays or the Dodgers the whole time? There's a real possibility. But it seems like the fact that Jays twice in the last 13 months finished second to the Dodgers is absolutely sickening. The Dodgers now have a sickening rotation. It's not even real life. And the Jays have what? Their acquisition this offseason was Andres Gimenez. And I am trying to be as optimistic as possible, but I don't know what this front office is doing right now, specifically regarding this trade. The trade I can't wrap my head around. If you'd miss out on Sasaki, fine. You weren't even supposed to be in the Sasaki sweepstakes anyways. Literally 7 days ago, none of us even considered the Jays a possibility for Roki Sasaki. The plan was Anthony Santander, Pete Alonso, whatever. I still think Pete Alonso is going to be a Blue Jay. Does that fix any of this? Absolutely not. Does it make it worse? Absolutely. And again, there's going to be a lot of, trade reports, all these different things. And this doesn't take them out of the race for Anthony Santander, Pete Alonso, or any of these things. But I know fans, especially after this, are going to be hesitant to believe any reports that are coming. And man, oh man, I don't even know. It's just the most devastating, heartbreaking thing that, it's not quite as bad as Ohtani, but you could really make an argument that it is simply because this is the third time now. Soto stuff wasn't as bad. I didn't really think that we were going to get him. I wasn't super convinced myself that we were going to get him. You can look back at the live stream. There was a period of time there where I really thought that they were going to get Roki Sasaki because, a normal front office, a competent front office, you make this trade, you're thinking, okay, you're going to get Roki Sasaki. Why else would you? I mean, you're for a team that had a budget, you're over the second, or you're over the first or second, whatever it is, CBT now. You have to go out and just spend. If I hear any word that they aren't willing to spend, because now if they don't spend and they say they have a budget, whatever, you spend $5 million on Myles Straw, which makes absolutely 0 sense. It makes no sense. So if you say, okay, well, we're not going to go over and give Anthony Santander 5 years, $100 million because, we got Myles Straw, we're not willing to spend the extra money. It's embarrassing. The Jays are the laughing stock of baseball. And quite frankly, at this point, I do think they're going to make moves. I think they're going to do their best to salvage this offseason, but there's only so long I can say that before. There's only a few free agents left, and it is going to be absolutely sickening. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know down below what your thoughts are. I'm disheartened. We'll have more videos for you all later. Squeeze this one in right in between basketball games. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.